Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Primesberger, editor of eWEEK.com. Thanks for joining us today for this latest segment of eWeek eSpeaks. It's our series of casual conversations with IT thought leaders and entrepreneurs from every part of the business. Our interviewee today is Jeff Shoreman. Jeff is the CEO of Magnitude Software, and the company's based in Austin, but he's in Boston. Welcome, Jeff.
Chris, thank you so much. I'm excited to be with you here today.
No, this is fun. This is a process of discovery for me and our readers. For many of our readers, maybe we haven't heard of Magnitude before. Can you give us a little background on your history, yourself personally, and then a little high level on what Magnitude does?
Sure. Happy to, Chris. As you said, I'm the CEO of Magnitude Software. I joined the company just this past August. So I had spent the prior 20 years with a company called ES Software. So ES provides investment workflow software to institutional money managers. So mutual funds, pension funds, large hedge funds. That was really our space. I started my career with Accenture. I came to ES, I spent about 20 years and played a variety of different leadership roles. So I was the CTO, the COO, and president, and have just a love for software. I joined ES when it was a startup many years ago, and was looking forward to the opportunity to jump back into the enterprise software space. Turning to Magnitude, at the heart of Magnitude is data. You may have seen our tagline, data is everything and everything is data. We believe it really is the fuel that drives the modern enterprise. At the heart of what many have called the fourth industrial revolution. And what we do is our mission is to help companies turn their core ERP data into continuous intelligence. There's incredibly rich data that sits in and around these ERP systems. And the key is, how do you make that data actionable? How do we shorten the distance from a piece of data to a piece of action that a business can take to give them competitive advantage? And we think it's an incredibly interesting time to be in this space, right? When you look back on this last year, we've learned that business is unpredictable. Whether that is, the pandemic, or whether that is a, container ship that's parked diagonally in the Suez Canal, businesses need to be able to react and react quickly, to adapt, their supply chains, their businesses, to the changing world, and that's really what Magnitude's mission and vision is all about, is helping companies do just that.
Great. Thanks for the high level, Jeff. I appreciate that. And that'll speak to a lot of people's questions about the company. I appreciate it. Magnitude uses like no-code processes for automation. Is that correct? And are you also into using a lot of open source software in your, in your product, or what?
Yeah. So when Magnitude delivers its let me start that over again, Chris, if you don't mind.
That's right.
Magnitude, delivers a continuous intelligence platform, and it is a no-code system. So one of the ways that we think we differentiate is by shortening the path from a business user having a question about their business to getting a data insight that they can then turn into an action. And we do that by having no code analytics, no code reports, no code templates that they can use coming in and out of, say, Excel or one of the BI platforms to surface this insight and then turn it into an action. At the heart of our solution is actually a context-rich data model that we think is essential to this process. Right, when you think about the classic historic use case and where I think some of the legacy, BI solutions fall down, right? You have a business user who, say, is running some piece of their business, whether it be supply chain or something else, they have a specific inquiry they're looking to make. And they'll often go and talk to someone in the IT department, a business analyst who will bring in a data scientist who will then spec out what needs to be done, code it, and deliver this report or this response to that inquiry. The way Magnitude tries to solve this problem and eliminate all the frustration and iterations that happen in that loop is by have no-code solutions that are pre-built. So we can come out of the box with pre-built analytics, pre-built reports that answer the key business questions that our business users are looking to get an insight into and deliver it there. We don't base it, we do have some low-level open source components, but really our solution is our proprietary technology and the solution that we've built to help them do that, but do it in a no-code, low-code way.
Great. So accessible by a line of business type user. Doesn't have to be an IT technician. Is that correct?
That is absolutely, the part of the value proposition we deliver. We really like to think of our solutions as built for the business user, right? So if you are running procure to pay, or if you're running supply chain or a GRC program, at a large enterprise, we can work directly with the business user, and they can get these insights directly from their ERP data streams. They don't need to go through those other parties to code that. And again, we've got a lot of those business processes and those insights coded right out of the box.
Right. Yeah, that's what it's all about now, is getting more people to be able to use the interfaces and be able to use them at their desk. And I would assume then a lot of these templates and models are customizable for use cases. Is that correct?
Absolutely. A key part of what our system can do is one, reach in and understand the metadata, the configuration of an environment, right? So we understand it and can pull it into our system and really put it into that context-rich that data model that really helps understand it. But then it can obviously be configured. So for a specific customer, specific use case, we can go in and configure that, but we want to do that through configuration and not through customization and coding.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Your company came out with some news today, and it has to do with angles in the cloud. Can you explain? You don't have to explain cloud because I understand that, but if you could explain what angles are and what they're doing in the cloud, that would be great.
Absolutely happy to, Chris. Thank you. Yeah, we're really excited about our release today. So back in February, we brought together two of our offerings, so Every Angle and Noetics, and we brought them together under the Angles brand. And this is our insights to action platform, right? It's our ability to drill in and get both analytics as well as custom reporting from both the SAP and Oracle worlds out of those ERP systems. We have since then issued a number of new enhancements to those products, but today we were excited to launch Angles Cloud. And Angles Cloud takes those analytics platforms, delivers that same self-service reporting and insights platform, but does it with the scale, the flexibility, and the power of the cloud, right? I think your listeners and your viewers undoubtedly understand the power of that, but we wanted to deliver Angles truly as a service solution. We wanted to make it really simple and fast for our end customers to be able to get up and running and get directly to to business value and getting insights from the Angles platform. And we're excited to launch this platform today. And I think it's especially relevant as we've seen across the industry. We see more and more large enterprises running their ERP workloads in and around the cloud. And it's just tremendously powerful to be able to run the Angles analytics engine close to where those ERP systems are running. So we think for the power, the speed, and that flexibility, this is going to be a really exciting offering for our customers.
Yeah, it's all about connecting the data and the processing across distances through the cloud or whatever, and that's what you guys are doing. Um, and I had a question. Observability is a word that's being thrown around a lot more these days. It's not a new term, but it's kind of being reimagined and reawakened with, in the last year or two. Would you consider Magnitude to be part of the observability tool area or not? It is, obviously analytics, it's finding usable information so businesses can succeed, but does it also provide some of those services too or not?
The way I like to think about our platform, Chris, and I do think there is, this is a new field in kind of analytics and how this space is evolving, is really in this field of what we're calling continuous intelligence, which I think moves beyond, kind of the classic historic, just, business intelligence platform, and really starts to bring, how are you bringing, real-time analytics and reporting together with business processes so that you're looking to gain insights, from your enterprise and be able to take action on those, and ultimately affect your business. So I do think it's a similar, that design pattern in and around continuous intelligence, I think, is the vision and where we see our product going, so that, again, I think business users can start to be more proactive as opposed to reactive, right? So that as these events are happening around the world or within their own supply chain, they can drill in, understand root cause analysis, so that if there's something where they need to reroute, their supply chain or make corrections to their purchasing in light of some sort of global event, they can do so in real time. And I think there is, if you will, a Venn diagram of where these things are starting to come together. But that's how I see analytics evolving, as we move forward.
Yeah, it sounds like Magnitude's a very versatile tool. It can be used for a lot of different things. And I think you've described that well. I appreciate it. So Jeff, we have just about a minute left. Can you maybe identify and describe a trend that you're seeing in your sector that you think is going to be important going forward, more important going forward?
A trend in our sector that we see moving forward. As I look out, I don't know that this is, let me start again there, Chris. As I look forward, and identify, trends, in and around our space, I think this convergence of data, of real-time events, coming together to form continuous intelligence, I think is something that is here to stay. And I think ultimately where this goes, Chris, is to machine learning and AI, right? I think that this is one of those large, large trends that we've seen the impact it has had on other spaces. I think it is just starting to move into the enterprise data space. I think key to being able to take advantage of that is getting access, and to the core underlying data, so that these machine learning and AI and these models can really help enterprise thrive. So we do see, as we look forward, that that autonomous, the trend around autonomous everything, I think will be a theme that we see play out in the enterprise data space over the years ahead, just as we've seen it play out in many other industries and sectors throughout the business world and society in general.
Oh, great, Jeff. I think the takeaway for me is continuous intelligence. I mean, that's a term that fits Magnitude perfectly. And I wonder if that's going to become its own, market someday. Maybe it is. Maybe you're a market startup. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We're excited about it. I think this is an emerging space. It is, kind of a new design pattern that that we think we are very uniquely positioned to capitalize on, given we're at this intersection of both taking data and gaining insights from it, as well as providing connectivity into applications, into platforms, into databases. You bring all that together and then start to bring both the ability to get insights and ability to take action on top of it. And I do think Magnitude is uniquely positioned in what I think is going to be a very exciting space for enterprise, for our enterprise customers going forward.
Great. Jeff Shoreman, CEO of Magnitude Software. I want to thank you for your time today on eSpeaks.
Chris, thank you so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
And for everybody following along to the end, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your eWEEK. Thanks for joining us on eWEEK eSpeaks. Go to eWEEK.com to hear more conversations with IT thought leaders.